like side out, but someone who can shoot the basketball from the perimeter and score. You know, she's been such a key cog for the Bronx this year and for Lynn Milligan. As you can see, she shoots at 43% from the floor. It's going to be a good one. And 2-2-1 zone pressure to start back into what it looks like a 2-3 zone for the Peacocks. St. Peter's on Thursday played more of like a 3-2 zone, but went 2-2-1 back to that. Now, Jem Leadham seems to have found some success with that defensive scheme. And that's a tough guard for Makia Keith on Taylor Langen. And St. Peter's missed on that last offensive possession and then went back and played man-to-man. Well, what a silky smooth move by Jada Leonard. And the Bronx that time came back in 1-2-2 zone. Leonard was able to knife her way through a gap. Real pretty finish. Jana was able to get her hands in the passing lane. No, and that's tremendous defense. They change defenses up, and that pressure, that zone pressure, makes teams bleed shot clock, and then it's hard in their offensive set.
Put this one on. This is dead. You gotta play the whole game. Apologize for any technical difficulties. 7:21 left to go in the first. Kayla Firebaugh had her shot rejected. Jana gets the rebound. The other way, Leonard not able to finish. Langen got the miss for Ryder. Backing down, Kaz inside, no good. And Maria Fuchs got the rebound. Riley Sunday, the transfer from Duquesne, will slow it down into the front court for St. Peter's. Sunday with Schiffer on her. Hyacinth. And Jana's pass gets in behind Riley Sunday and goes into the Ryder bench. Turnover for the Peacocks as a look at Lynn Milligan, now in her 17th season as the head coach at Ryder. Brought them to the WNIT in 2017, 2019, and would have been there again either there or the NCAA tournament in 2020 before COVID shut things down after Ryder won the regular season. It was one of the outstanding Stella Johnson was leading the way for a very talented and deep Bronx team. Redmond for Schiffer. Bounce underneath, Langen spinning inside, no good, gets her own rebound, gets the putback. Ryder's 4 points all belong to Taylor Langen. Knotted up at 4, 4 minutes gone. In the zone, good ball movement, out for a Leonard 3 that missed. Working on getting some of the technical difficulties sorted out as Kaz has her shot blocked out of bounds. So hopefully Jared Denal will join us again shortly. Apologize for those. Redmond driving, dishes for Kaz. Schiffer catch and shoot from the corner, rains it down. Well, Jessica Schiffer, transfer for the University of Buffalo. Played her first 2 years for the Bulls. One of the best three-point shooters in the MAC. Gets the rebound off the Jana miss. Looking to extend Ryder's three-point lead. Fireball's been quiet so far. Good, quick pass to Kaz inside. Timeout, St. Peter's. It's been a 7-0 run for the Bronx. 4:56 left to go in the first. Got a timeout on the floor. We'll take it alongside the teams watching today's contest of MAC basketball on ESPN. It's all caught around this. Hang on. today. Ben J.R. Donalo is here also, but dealing with some technical issues with some of that audio, getting those sorted out hopefully shortly. JR back on. It's a 7-0 run for the Bronx. As carries Roy tried to step through, but a little bit too much of the roll. Instead, Ryder grabs the rebound and off to the races the other way. Schiffer traveled. Third turnover for the Bronx. Just the first couple of minutes. And that's been something that Ryder at 17 turnovers per game this season has had a little bit of a problem with. St. Peter's, though, turnovers have been the Achilles heel of the offense. 23 turnovers a game this year for the Peacocks. Leonard for three, knocks it down. 5 points for Jada Leonard, and that's a big shot for St. Peter's. First points in a few minutes. And a kick ball as the bounce pass ended up going off Roy's foot. So fresh 20 on the shot clock for Ryder. Bronx leading by 2. Their team averaging 56 points a game this year, but they've struggled defensively in the conference, allowing 67 points per game. That's the most of any MAC team in conference games this year. There have been a lot of low-scoring MAC games this year, a lot of defensive-minded teams throughout the conference, really, especially outside of, the ones like Niagara that know, they're going to try to force you into the 70s and 80s. And another kick as Fireball's bounce pass goes off Sunday's foot, so throw 20 on the shot clock again. Ryder gets a chance to extend the possession. Langen, no good. DeVinny was trying for the rebound and had a glance off St. Peter's, so an offensive board for the Bronx. And one thing, at least for Ryder so far, the ball has not been very stagnant when they've been on the offensive end. It's been moving well. Just some of those kind of plays of forced turnovers as Jana draws a kick of her own and then was kind of kicking herself for throwing that one off a foot. Roy called for the travel. Maria Fuchs going to come back in for St. Peter's. As Roy will come off. Ryder still up by 2. And inside 4 minutes left to go in the first. Molly Lynch is in for Ryder. And so now Redmond took it up. Find Langen cutting, fireball to Lynch. Pulls it down, drive, extra pass, tipped by Rachel Kuhl, controlled by Langen, and she gets the bucket. Roy really had to fight for that one, but Langen's got 6. 4-point lead for the Bronx. Kuhl, right wing 3, bottom. That's a big shot for Rachel Kuhl. Gets St. Peter's back within 1. St. Peter's back in the 2-3 zone. Langen, poke free. Able to save it. Fireball, stops, and knocks it down from the free throw line. Veteran move by Michaela Fireball to keep the Bronx up by 3. Kuhl looking for the tie here, knocks it down from the left side. 6 quick ones for Rachel Kuhl off the bench, and we're tied at 13. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first. Langen. No good. Kuhl gets the rebound and off to the races. Riders got numbers in transition. It's a good job of getting back by the Bronx. St. Peter's has to settle down into the half court. Kuhl looking for her third and one. 3 in a row for Rachel Kuhl and a chance for a 4-point play. Foul on Molly Lynch. Sends Kuhl to the free throw line. And after she went 4 of 7 from 3 on Thursday, one of her best shooting performances of the year, off to a red-hot start today. 10 points for Rachel Kuhl in 2 minutes. Devaney. McIver, corner 3 is good. Aaliyah McIver, the freshman from White Plains, New York. Leonard, driving. Fuchs, nice move. Where the offense is really waking up over the last couple of minutes with some big shots. Boy, who would have thought? Team averaging 56 and another averaging 50. Both of them nearly at 20 points at the end of the first quarter. That one blocked out of bounds, but with a foul from Fatima Jane, who can't believe it, but there was plenty of body contact on that one. It's going to send Devaney to the free throw line. Riders 69% this year from the stripe. Vinny right at about 70%. Hits the first. Vinny, a really promising first-year post for this Rider team. Started every game this season. Was 2 for 2 for the line there. Gets Rider back within 1. Fuchs. Kuhl. Leonard. Keith with 5 to shoot. Screen from Fuchs. Pulls up. No good. Offensive rebound for Leonard, and then she's got it blocked. Lynch. McIver at the horn. No good. That'll bring an end to the first half here in Jersey City. First quarter, rather, in Jersey City. St. Peter's with a 1-point lead over Rider. Here at the Anatelli.
In March 2022, St. Peter's University lifted up the world and left it wanting more.
The world needs more peacocks.
We look like the world and feel like home. And our professors are peacocks too. This is hands-on first-person learning. It's an education that's the total package. And we're much more than the sixth borough. When peacocks fly, we lift up everybody.
You can be a peacock too.
Hey, cancer, heart disease, and the rest of you illnesses. At Hackensack Meridian Health, we are ready. We believe that no matter what's thrown at our patients, we're here to help them overcome it. With hearts that know no limits, the latest innovations and procedures that are changing the world of medicine, and care that's stronger than any illness. So that today and every day, we're ready.
People always say, just be yourself. But who is that anyway? Were you yourself when you were born? Or do you grow into it? There's only one way to find out. Try everything. Make mistakes. Come back stronger. Free to become exactly the person you were meant to be. Rider University. Free to roam.
And welcome you back to Run Baby Run Arena inside the Anatelli Center. Joe Vasile with you here in Jersey City today. St. Peter's a 1-point lead over Rider at the end of one quarter. 10 points for Rachel Kuhl coming off the bench for St. Peter's, helping to spark the Peacocks. Bronx has the last shot in the first. Give it away on this possession, their 5th turnover today. Jana. Good defense by Taylor Langen. Led the way for Rider today, 6 points and 5 rebounds already for her. Pretty good pace. Vinny off the mark at a 3, rebound out long for Fuchs. Keith. Inside, Jana, no good. McIver. Kuhl with the defense. Off to the races, Rachel Kuhl couldn't finish at the rim. If 3 Rider players were back and just kind of forced that shot, should have tried to probably pull it out a little bit more. Jared Allen's nodding his head yes, so hopefully that means he agrees. Langen with the bucket inside around Sunday. Had a little bit of a mismatch on the 5-9 Sunday. 8 points for Langen. Rider back in front by a single point. Botched handoff for Kuhl. Gets tied up with Lynch. And the possession arrow favors St. Peter's. That'll allow both teams to make substitutions. Sanaa Redmond back in for Rider. And Jada Leonard comes back on for St. Peter's. Leonard 5 points in the first quarter for the Peacocks. Gets it off the skip from Kuhl. Sunday for 3. Boy, Sunday has struggled at times this year shooting the ball, including lately, but knocks down her first shot attempt of the day. Puts St. Peter's back in front. That'll be huge for the Peacocks to get her going. Lynch rains one down. Boy, both teams knocking down a lot of threes in the early going today. 3 for Rider, already 5 for St. Peter's. Fuchs trying to get around to Vinny inside. Just threw it away to avoid a travel. 5 to shoot, Sunday. Driving, blocked by Langen. Long pass for Firebaugh, and it'll be another turnover for Rider. Just an outlet pass that was just a little bit out of the reach of Michaela Firebaugh. I'll say rather a touch off St. Peter's last. Stays with Rider. Firebaugh for 3, no. Kuhl the rebound. cool. Spinning, scooping. Davini the rebound. Lang in, tripped up, and called for the travel. The second time Taylor Langen's been called for steps on a play where there was a little bit of contact and she went to the floor. Another look as it was Leonard with the defense inside, making sure she stayed straight up and down. St. Peter's with only 3 points so far in the second. Leonard trying to change that. And a loose ball foul against Maya Hyacinth going after the rebound. St. Peter's really struggled offensively in the second, just one of their first 7 to get the quarter going after they were great in the first quarter, knocked down about half their shots and 4 of 6 from 3. And right now, Ryder is just hammering St. Peter's in rebounding also. They're +9 on the glass already. And Ryder's a team that's -9 in rebounding on the season. This is not even like this is what's typically within the MO of the Ryder Broncs to do, to dominate in rebounding, but that's what they've done so far today. Redmond. Schiffer. Clean catch. Davini to Lynch, and off her hands for the 8th Ryder turnover the first half. One thing St. Peter's has done very well is ball security. There have been the 8 Ryder turnovers, but only 2 for the Peacocks so far, and that's been a big thing for Jen Leadham throughout the year, is trying to make sure the team values the basketball. And done a good job at that so far today. Hyacinth. Off the screen from Roy. Jana can hit from out there and does. Fatima Jana has got 5 points after a 10-point, 15-rebound double-double on Thursday against Mount St. Mary's. It's her 6th double-double of the year. Sunday intercepts the pass. Ahead for Leonard to the rim. Leonard's got 7. St. Peter's leads it by 4. Schiffer. Lynch tried to get it into Kaz, but the pass tipped and stolen by Leonard. An entry to the free throw line in the zone just wasn't open for the Broncs. Jana. Working inside, no. Rebound out of bounds, last touched by the Peacocks. It'll be Ryder basketball when we come back from this timeout. 3:55 left to go in the second. Peacocks lead it by 4 here on ESPN.
Up the world and left them wanting more.
The world needs more peacocks.
We look like the world and feel like home. And our professors are peacocks too. This is hands-on first-person learning. It's an education that's the total package. And we're much more than the sixth sparrow. When peacocks fly, we lift up everybody.
You can be a peacock too.
Hey, cancer, heart disease, and the rest of you illnesses. At Hackensack Meridian Health, we are ready. We believe that no matter what's thrown at our patients, we're here to help them overcome it. With hearts that know no limits, the latest innovations and procedures that are changing the world of medicine, and care that's stronger than any illness. So that today and every day, we're ready.
People always say, just be yourself. But who is that anyway? Were you yourself when you were born? Or do you grow into it? There's only one way to find out. Try everything. Make mistakes. Come back stronger. Free to become exactly the person you were meant to be. Rider University. Free to roam.
Back at the Ganatelli Center on the campus of St. Peter's University. It's a 4-point lead for the Peacocks over the Rider Broncs. 3:55 left to go in the second quarter. It was a real wide open first quarter, and offense has stagnated a little bit here in the second. St. Peter's going with some press, and look at a trap out of the timeout. We find Langen working on Leonard, no good, got her own miss, and then was fouled. That'll send Taylor Langen to the free throw line for two. And get the foul on Carius Roy. That'll be her first and the team's second. Another look is. There's the foul on Roy coming in on that second chance with Langen. Lefty hit the first free throw. Langen 63% from the stripe this season, goes 2 for 2. Last year, first team all PSAC East, the Millersville Marauders. One of our assistant coaches there was Sheree Hall, who's now an assistant at Rider under Lynn Milligan. Two-point lead for the Peacocks. Here's Roy. Trying to get around Kaz. Leonard with 5 to shoot. Drives. Wild take, no good. Hyacinth, the offensive rebound. Wilder take. Out of bounds as it hit the side and the back of the backboard. Just a really awkward angle for Hyacinth to throw one up when had a chance to pull it out. Shot hit the rim, so the shot clock did reset. Didn't have to be in a rush. Easy for me to say. 10 to shoot, here's Langen. Gets her own miss in the putback. 12 for Taylor Langen, along with 8 rebounds already, closing in on a double-double in the first half. Perhaps the start of a monster kind of game for Taylor Langen. Tied at 27. Hyacinth, deep three. Seventh three-pointer of the first half for St. Peter's. They lead by 3 with 2 minutes to go before halftime. Schiffer. And a 3-second violation will turn it over. The 11th Rider turnover the first half. And for the Peacocks, a team averaging just 50 points per game this season. Things have been trending up for them offensively for a while. They only shot 29% on Thursday against Mount St. Mary's, but that more of an outlier, at least for them in terms of the shooting numbers recently. Putting together a really strong first half on the offensive end. Keith, no good on the take. And they call a shot clock violation, although Rider at the rebound, they were already off to the races. Seemed like it might have just wanted to let that one go. The Bronx would have preferred. Langen out for a Schiffer three-pointer, and that goes. Second of the first half for Jessica Schiffer, and we're tied at 30. St. Peter's have an answer now inside 1 minute. Leonard. Keith. Leonard again, one to shoot, no good. And Rider was there, 4 jerseys around for the rebound. Schiffer, quick trigger, finds bottom, 9 points for Jessica Schiffer. And Rider back in front, 33-30. Jen Leadham calls out the play. He's told for the final shot with the shot clock turned off in the second quarter. Leonard driving and is fouled with 2.8 left to go. So just the second time today that St. Peter's will go to the free throw line. Rider's only been there twice. It's been it was a first half with not a lot of fouling. Combined 5 fouls between the two teams in the first half. That is, I'd have to check. That might be some kind of record, at least this year. Leonard hits them both. She's got 9. Chance for one last shot for Rider. They don't get it off. Schiffer, just for fun, had to come up a little bit short. And that'll bring us halfway home here in Jersey City. Rider with a 1-point edge over St. Peter's at halftime. Got plenty coming up. So stick with us here on ESPN.
JR, take me play-by-play through the first half. What'd you think?
Here are your headsets. Headset 1. Headset 2. All right. We're good? Okay.
And welcome you back at halftime to Run Baby Run Arena. I'm Joe Vasile, and Jared Donalo is here today as well. I believe we've gotten the technical difficulties sorted out. JR, we good?
I think I'm good.
Hey, we're good. We're up. We're running. Happy days are here again. First half stats. How about that first half, huh? 1 point lead for Rider, threes raining left and right. 7 of them for St. Peter's, 5 of 9 for Rider. The turnovers for the Bronx were the big thing really in that first half that really helped St. Peter's stick around, especially with the way they were shooting threes. When Rider wasn't turning the ball over, they were shooting the ball and running some decent offense. It was just those turnovers really killed them.
Well, I think they were trying to force the ball a lot into the high post to Taylor Langen because they were having a lot of success when she was catching the basketball. She was scoring and she was distributing it as well. But was a lot of instances where they were trying to force it into her, turning it over. As you can see, an 11-3 advantage in the turnover margin for St. Peter's. And you're right, Joe. That allowed St. Peter's to get more opportunities, and they've stayed in the basketball game in the first half. And Rachel Kuhl, what a great first half. Sharpshooter from the outside.
And not only that, you mentioned the 3 turnovers for St. Peter's in the first half. They're turning the ball over 23 times a game on average this year. What were they doing so well offensively that allowed them to limit their turnovers to just those 3?
I think they were very patient offensively. I think they tried to really value the basketball. I think they made safe passes. They really didn't try to force the ball into the post a lot. You know, they had some opportunities from the perimeter, and in a lot of sets they also held on to the basketball a lot. Had one shot clock violation, had a couple go right down to the wire, but I'm sure Jen Leadham would rather that than turnovers that go the other way.
Well, look at the first half stats. We'll take a step aside. Plenty more to come your way here at halftime. St. Peter's and Rider locked in a good one here at the Anatelli Center this afternoon.
St. Peter's University lifted up the world and left it wanting more.
The world needs more peacocks.
We look like the
Halftime, Rider with a 33-32 lead over the St. Peter's Peacocks. Alongside Jared Donalo, Joe Bastille with you here this afternoon. And, you know, it was a first half that we've talked about, JR, where there were just threes falling left and right, and some really pretty plays and some good ball movement and some post plays going down as well. It was a really entertaining first half that had a little bit of everything going on.
Well, and I think, you know, these teams have had their difficulties on the offensive end all season, and they really saw some of their best offensive play. A lot of good inside out. And you can see right here on the fast break as Leonard, is the beneficiary of the pass from Riley Sunday. But, boy, Taylor Langen just so tenacious inside. She works so hard, able to score in and away from the basket. Maya Hyacinth really chipping in. Good production from a lot of different players on both teams today. It's not just one player. It's good scoring balance for both teams. And 33-32, that's a lot of points for both of these teams at this stage in the basketball game.
Yeah, both averaging in the 50s in terms of their point production this season. And talk about the balance for St. Peter's Rachel Kuhl and Jada Leonard, 10 and 9 points respectively in the first half. For Ryder, Taylor Langen had 12, Jessica Schiffer with 9. So not just one player doing it all for either team. Take a look at what else is happening in the MAC coming into play. Obviously, Fairfield, the phenomenal start to their season, 16-1, still undefeated in the MAC, looking to join that undefeated in the MAC club with Quinnipiac and Marist if they can ride out the rest of the conference season without a loss. And then after that, Manhattan and Canisius, as well as Siena, kind of surprisingly having a really nice year. Niagara, a little disappointing this year at 5-4, and you see kind of down towards the bottom at Mount St. Mary's through St. Peter's. That's 5 teams all separated by 2 games. Getting around the midway point of the season at that juncture where everyone's almost at the point where they've played everybody once. And so you're starting to really figure out, all right, who are those really elite teams up there at the top? And then, all right, down at the bottom, you're now looking at some teams that are fighting to try to get up and into a first round bye in the MAC tournament in March. And so that can really make things interesting, especially for a team like a Ryder, Iona, Marist, and St. Peter's that, you know what, you look at the close games you played in the first half, and if you can come away with a couple of wins in some of those games that you lost, all of a sudden you could be looking at a bye into the quarterfinals when it comes to Atlantic City in March. Upcoming schedule, Western New York trip for St. Peter's next weekend, Niagara and Canisius, and it's going to be that's going to be a tough one. Back home against Quinnipiac, then you got to go to Fairfields before hosting Manhattan. That is just 5 straight really tough games with Peacocks.
Yeah, and just going back real quick to the standings, I think that after you take, you know, Fairfield out of the equation for a minute, and obviously they've had such a phenomenal start, but everybody else, even St. Peter's, you know, on any given day, I think there's so much jumbled in the middle of the conference in the MAC right now that on any given day these teams can knock off each other. Really going to make a great stretch run, and it will also make for a very interesting MAC tournament.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things you can even point to with that is you see Manhattan sitting in second place. St. Peter's on the road just 2 weekends ago only lost by 4 points to Manhattan. So they nearly had a big road upset of the team that right now is sitting in second place. It is 13-4 overall in the season. It just tells you how close a lot of these teams really are.
And you were talking about the St. Peter's defense in the first half and here at halftime. And in that game against Manhattan, they held them to 41 points. Now, unfortunately, they themselves only scored 37. But the point is, you know, a 13-4 Manhattan team, St. Peter's was able to go toe-to-toe with them on the road. It just speaks to the point that really any given day here in MAC competition, anything can happen.
Defense typically rules the day when it comes to March. Take a step aside. More coming up at halftime when we return here on ESPN. I welcome you back to the Yanatelli Center here at halftime. St. Peter's trails Rider 33-32 alongside J.R. Dodalo, Joe Vasile with you here today. It is it was a first half that was really characterized by some great three-point shooting. Both teams above 50% from beyond the arc in the first half. Not a lot of fouls, as we were just talking about. Also, just some very clean basketball in terms of that. Maybe not in terms of some of the turnovers. Rider had 11 of those, but it was just a very kind of free-flowing first half of basketball.
Well, and I think, both teams playing, St. Peter's playing all zone and Rider playing a good amount of zone, and they also played a fair amount of man-to-man, especially in the second quarter. But, that's going to lend itself when you play a lot of zone defense to maybe minimizing fouls, and that's one of the reasons why you might do it. But I like Jen Leadham's thought process of the 2-2-1 back to zone. It forces the team to take some time off the shot clock in the backcourt, and it reduces the opportunities that they're going to have in the front court. It forces them to move the basketball against the zone, and it should result in a not so great shot being taken, and sometimes we've seen that in the first half.
So what would you like to see out of both of these teams going into the second half? One, to maybe slow down the other team's three-point shooting a little bit and take some more control, but also to make sure that they keep their offense where it needs to be to try to come away with a win today.
Well, I think Lynn Milligan made the defensive adjustment by going man to try to minimize the three-point shot by the Peacocks. I think Jen Leadham will look to try to extend that zone defense on the wings, the back players in the 2-3 zone. Fatima Jana and Maya Hyacinth, two players that are very long that play down low as forwards. They're going to extend up a little bit higher to almost make it like a 3-2 look at times. But the guards, Leonard and Keith, they have to remember to pinch and take away the high post, because that's where Taylor Langan really wants to do her damage.
The Riders going to have the opening possession during the third quarter. As a look at Jen Leadham and her sister Joanna. The assistant head coaches. Langan driving underneath. Kaz had it knocked away from Keith. Out for a fireball three.
Well, and you saw Jana be able to get out to fireball and just make her alter her shot just enough to miss that three.
Leonard had a look, pumps and drives instead as it rejected by Langen.
Leonard has, on a few occasions today, really done a nice job of finding that gap and kind of knifing her way in there. Taylor Langen did a really nice job of holding her ground to block the shot.
Ripped away by Schiffer. Fuchs gets on the loose ball. And then a tie-up as Schiffer and Fuchs got it together. And now they're going to go and take another look at this one as I think Jessica Schiffer got kind of pushed out of the way by Fatima Jana. And they're going to send the teams back to the bench as they go and look at this one. They're also sending this to immediate timeout as well. So we'll take a step aside. We'll get this all sorted out. St. Peter's trails Rider by 1 here at Run Baby Run Arena.
And
still in a replay review here at St. Peter's. Peacocks trailing the Rider Bronx by 1 point. They're going back to take a look at not only some timing on the tie-up, but also to see if there's going to be a foul against Fatima Jana for potential contact up around the head of Jessica Schiffer with a loose ball down on the ground. So that could be a big one if they do find that there is a foul on Jana. We'll take another look here. This is the play that got into the tie-up. That's not really what they're looking at. What they're looking at is more that, to see if that's worthy of a foul or not.
I would almost guess that the whistle had blown like a split second before. I mean, it's obvious, Joe, that Jana delivers a blow. The question is, you know, was it part of the play or was it after the play, kind of like unnecessary roughness in football, late hit kind of a thing? I think it's really, really close.
Get to the explanation now.
Sir, it's just a normal basketball play. We still do a white ball on that.
Might have been able to hear the explanation. Just part of the normal basketball play, nothing over the top, and so no foul. The result of the play was a jump ball, possession arrow favoring St. Peter's, and so the Peacocks have it with 9 left to shoot. And they could breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief that Jana didn't pick up anything there, let alone something that could have been potentially a flagrant.
Yeah, St. Peter's might have caught a break there.
Leonard, no good from 3. Redmond tracks the rebound down in the corner. So now Redmond's been quiet today. The starting point guard for Rider is averaging 5.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. He's got just 2 rebounds today, and that's it in 18 minutes on the floor. The Peacocks have done a nice job of kind of taking her completely out of the game. It's a player who typically does a little bit of everything for this team. Langen for 3, a little short, caused the rebound and couldn't get the putback.
Good defense that trip by St. Peter's.
Here's Keith. Still looking for her first points of the second half. Over 90 seconds gone. Jana for 3, no good. Rebound tracked down by Redmond, and then a foul called on St. Peter's. It's going to be Keith picking up her second.
You know, when you had mentioned about Sana Redmond being quiet today, I think in large part this zone press kind of mutes her a little bit. It forces her to give the basketball up a little bit. The other person, I think Makia Keith, is really an unsung defensive player for St. Peter's.
Kaz was too strong in the take from the right block.
You know, Joe, you mentioned the first half being very free-flowing, and it is anything but like that here in the second half. It's almost like both teams have tightened up an awful lot coming out of halftime.
Jana for 3, knocks it down from the corner. That's her second three-pointer of the game, and the 8th for St. Peter's.
And that really wasn't bad defense by Ryder. Forced Jana into a long contested three-point shot. Credit her for hitting it.
Redmond, no good. Peacocks up by a deuce, and on the fast break, Leonard saw Ryder add numbers and backs it out for Keith. 8 threes today for St. Peter's. Their season high is 10. They did that in the game against Wagner back in early December. Keith for 3, no good. Hyacinth tracked the rebound down. Leonard thought about it. Jana bumped out by the three-point line.
Really patient offensive set by St. Peter's, making the extra pass on more than one occasion. And I credit a lot of that to Makia Keith. You know, there were a couple times that, you know, she got the basketball and really wanted to reset and run the offense again.
Jana, tough angle, up to 10.
You said it. It was a tough shot all the way around, but just good hard work by Jana.
Jana, 6 double-doubles this year. Somehow has only won MAC Rookie of the Week one time, despite what's been a really strong rookie campaign. Firebaugh knocks down a 3. But gotta imagine right now is she is averaging 10.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and a steal and a half a game. She got her name all over a MAC All-Rookie team selection and in that Rookie of the Year conversation.
Well, Michaela Firebaugh hasn't shot it a lot today, but when she has, she's really, really competent strokes.
Firebaugh commits the foul there, fouling Leonard, shooting a 3. We'll send Jada to the line for 3 free throws. Yeah, Fireball came into today with over 1,250 career points and averaging about 17 points per game in her last 4. Has been on a really nice roll lately.
And she's such a great compliment to Taylor Langen. You know, watching Ryder today, you know, one of the only things that they're missing is getting, you know, really consistent play in the post. If Deviney can give them a little bit more inside, you know, this is a really dangerous basketball team.
Fireball is MAC co-rookie of the year in the COVID year in 2021 with Caitlin Weimer, who then transferred out of Marist to Boston University. She's had a terrific career. Leonard intercepts Deviney's pass.
Leonard was doing a nice job of surveying, and she was able to get in the passing lane and intercept that pass.
Leonard for 3, bottom for Jada Leonard.
And that was a great set by Jen Leadham. Good screen at the top for Jada Leonard, who knocked down the wide open 3.
3 for 3 at the free throw line, then knocks down the 3. She's up to 15 points. St. Peter's leads by 7 and get another turnover. It was Hyacinth on Langen. 3-on-1 to the rim, no good on the shot. Keith fighting for the rebound, but Leonard tried to save the rebound, but she was well out of bounds. And that'll send it down to a Ryder basketball and a timeout on the floor with 4:44 left to go in the third. St. Peter's 43, Ryder 36. This is the MAC on ESPN. Back inside Run Baby Run Arena, 4:44 left to go in the third quarter. St. Peter's up by 7 on Ryder. A quick 6-0 run keyed by Jada Leonard. Knocked down 3 free throws after she was fouled shooting a 3. Hit a 3 the next trip down the floor. Peacocks 9 of 15 from beyond the arc today. They've been dominating because of that 3-point shooting.
Well, between Rachel Kuhl and Jada Leonard, some big-time 3-point baskets for the Peacocks.
Yeah, Kuhl hit 3 straight back in the first quarter, including her third one where she got fouled and converted for a 4-point play. Langen, no good on the shot. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Jana. I think Kuhl was going to be there to try to grab the rebound, and Jana almost just batted it right away from her own teammate.
Yeah, I've seen Jana do that quite a bit this year. Rather than going up and getting the rebound, just kind of slapping at it.
Tipped by Leonard and stolen. 14th Ryder turnover of the game.
the hands of Makia Keith and Jada Leonard at the top of that zone. Really pesty today.
4 steals for Leonard. Cool underneath, finds Fuchs in the mid-range.
I liked that set, Joe. Little back screen, and unfortunately, Cool just caught it kind of underneath the basket. St. Peter's man-to-man.
Langen and gets called for a travel. Boy, Fuchs was all over her defensively, and Langen called for steps.
And a nice job by the Peacocks doubling down on Taylor Langen when she caught it inside. You see 2 players coming over, and Langen with a little bit of a shuffle step.
It's a 13-3 St. Peter's run. Going back to the end of the second quarter. Jana, no good from 3. Cool the offensive rebound.
Good job by Rachel Cool, crashing the boards on the weak side.
Ryder still dominating on the glass, plus 12. Jana, no-look pass to the corner, stolen away by Molly Lynch.
Well, the coaching staff of the Peacocks not happy with that pass.
Fireball goes reverse off the window.
Boy, I am so impressed with Michaela Fireball. And I almost think, you know, the Bronx got to get her the basketball a little bit more.
Well, Fireball continuing to work her way higher and higher up Ryder's all-time scoring list. Foul down on the other end. Her last bucket just moved her into 9th place all-time at Ryder on their career scoring list, past Mila Hoskova, who graduated in 2018. Inbound pass, tipped by Schiffer, all the way to the backcourt. Peacocks never got a piece of it. 16 seconds on the shot clock and the length of the floor to go.
That's a real smart play by Jada Leonard, sprinting back but kind of shielding Jessica Schiffer away from the ball.
Leonard to the rim. The 17.
The body control by Jada Leonard. You know, she kind of gathered herself almost in midair to finish.
Peacocks by 7. Langen guarded by Cool, able to draw the foul. I mean, the first on Rachel Cool. Third on St. Peter's. And or check it, just second on St. Peter's. Inbound off Schiffer's fingertips. Sunday saved it in, ahead for Leonard at the rim. Boy, that's just how it's gone for Ryder today.
And a nice job by Riley Sunday, just knowing the presence of mind that she had to just kind of like shovel that ball over to Jada Leonard to finish.
Largest lead of the game for St. Peter's. They are up by 9. Trying to pull away from the Bronx. Another steal. Leonard for Sunday this time. Works in reverse.
The hands at the top of that zone. This time it was Riley Sunday deflecting the pass for the turnover.
Peacocks lead by 11. Schiffer, corner 3, no. Jana the rebound. Leonard for Roy, to the rim, and 1!
Now, the big girl Roy running the floor and gets rewarded with the layup and 1. And St. Peter's playing some of their best offensive basketball all season.
It has been all Peacocks in the third quarter. Roy completes the three-point play. St. Peter's outscoring Rider 18-5 in the third. As the turnovers continuing to stack up on Rider. (52-38) St. Peter's in front. Lynch. Good on the mid-range, too.
And really nice recognition by Taylor Langen to set a screen on Riley Sunday to give Lynch a nice path to shoot that jump shot.
Baseline pass for a corner three. No good from Leonard, but Cool gets the rebound. Shot clock turned off. Peacocks can hold for the last shot. 6 seconds. Here's Leonard. Good. And an exclamation point on a tremendous quarter for St. Peter's. Jada Leonard had 11, and the Peacocks up 14.
It's crazy how every prayer was answered. Tough shot at the buzzer by Leonard, and it goes down, and the largest lead of the game for the Peacocks.
St. Peter's with a 14-point lead over the Rider Bronx heading into the fourth quarter. Alongside Jared Donalo and Joe Vasile with you here today. And JR, it's frankly a surprising score heading into the fourth. Both of these teams have struggled somewhat offensively, but St. Peter's have really come alive here today, knocking down 9 3-pointers. They forced 17 Rider turnovers and have only turned it over 4 times themselves. This has been 3 of the best quarters that St. Peter's has played all season long.
Absolutely. They've put all phases of the game together so far today. But you know what, Joe? Winning, that's the thing. And they've got to close the deal here in quarter number 4.
Well, we saw on Thursday against Mount St. Mary's, the Peacocks, even though they weren't able to come away with a win, did a good job, especially on the defensive side, in closing that game out. They held the Mount to only, 4 points in the last 4 minutes and 45 seconds, which is good. Unfortunately, they were down by enough at that point. They weren't quite able to overcome it on the offensive side. But we saw them close out a game somewhat successfully. There were a lot of things going on that we know about on that Thursday game with some replay reviews and things like that. And now you've put 3 straight quarters strong together today. It's got you in this very unknown and uncharted territory. I mean, 0-30 last year. You won only 4 games this year. You haven't had to hang on to a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter in a long time. And you wonder, all right, how is the team going to come out and respond in trying to close out this Rider team?
Well, the leadership from Jada Leonard and Makia Keith really have to be paramount here in quarter number 4.
Langen no good. Jana gets the rebound. Ryder still plus 10 in rebounding, but their margin was much larger earlier on in the game. Langen's been quiet in the second half also. Just a couple of points for her. Jana inside, bucket good. She's got a dozen.
And I love the way that she was patient in setting that move up. And then just nice little spin move with a solid finish.
15-point lead for St. Peter's. Their largest of the game. Here's Kaz, didn't even glance the rim. And a travel called on Langen, was rolling over. And another turnover for the Bronx. They're 18th of the game.
Little bit of frustration being shown by Taylor Langen on the last couple of trips. And she has to remember where she wants to try to catch the basketball so that she can be really offensive and score. You know, down 15, a lot of time left to play. You know, in this shot clock world we live in, 8 minutes is an eternity.
Especially if you're a Ryder, you hit a couple threes and all of a sudden, Jana and a wedgie. We'll stay with St. Peter's though as Jana goes over and pokes it out.
Yeah, Jen Leadham is kind of pleading with her freshmen to just relax and be calm and don't force.
Here's Leonard. Nice move, but couldn't finish at the rim.
Well, there's another instance of Jada Leonard being able, with a silky smooth move, to be able to get into the basket, just not able to finish.
Jana the rebound, Langen all over her and gets called for a foul.
Well, Jana kind of excessively swinging her elbows and may have gotten away with it, but, you know, just the strength inside as Redmond misses that layup. And that's what Taylor Langen is upset about, is Jana kind of swinging those elbows back and forth.
St. Peter's, they won their MAC opener against Marist, 51-42, back on December 16th. That's their last conference win. Jana no good from three. They beat Hampton in their non-conference finale 69-58 toward the end of December, but Peacocks have lost their last 6. They're going to take a timeout here with 6:55 left to go in the fourth. Talk things over. We'll take a step aside as well. Peacocks up 15, looking to close out Ryder here today. Well, St. Peter's with a 15-point lead over Ryder. Just inside 7 minutes left to go at Run Baby Run Arena alongside J.R. Donalo, Joe Vasile with you here today. Peacock's been playing arguably their most complete game of the season. They're going to close this one out, pick up a big W here today. It will be just their second in the MAC. But what a great feeling that would be for this team. Again, beat Marist in their conference opener back in mid-December and have dropped their last 7 conference contests since. There's been some close calls. Fireball got her own miss. Redmond to Firebaugh. Knocks down the 3.
Big basket by Michaela Firebaugh, able to get her own missed shot, resulting in another possession for the Bronx. See if they can get a defensive stop and keep chipping into this lead.
Rachel Poole. Jana. Throws it up, no good. Roy the offensive rebound. Extra pass for a wide open look for Leonard. And then Jana got fouled going back up. She'll shoot 2 from the line.
A good second effort by Cool to keep the possession alive for the Peacocks. And then again, Makia Keith making the great extra pass as Leonard's 3 just rattled out. But again, the aggression of Jana getting that offensive rebound. Joe, it's so demoralizing when you play really good defense, force tough shots, and you can't end the possession with a defensive rebound.
2 for 2 at the line from Jana. She's up to 14 points.
Taylor Langen with her right shoulder wrapped.
A new addition for her is Davini. Had it rejected by Roy.
Karis Roy, really good defense inside.
And timeout taken by St. Peter's with 5:08 left to go here in the 4th. Jen Leadham not liking what she was seeing offensively. Well, Peacocks, 58 points today. Trying to get over this 60-point mark for just the 6th time this season. If they're able to score 2 more points the rest of this one, which I'm sure Ryder would prefer they didn't. But I think it really speaks to just, how things have gone this year for the Peacocks. At times offensively, it's been a challenge, but they found ways to be competitive in games. I mean, the game on Thursday with Mount St. Mary's lost by just 3 points. Seen a lot of steps forward, a lot of progress from this team this year compared to where they were last year. And Schiffer whistled for the foul on Keith.
That's a tough call to go against Jessica Schiffer. With 1 second left on the shot clock, Makia Keith was going to have to force a desperation shot, and now the Peacocks get 20 new seconds to run their offense.
Leonard. 8 to shoot. Screen from Roy. Leonard at the end of the shot clock just glanced the rim. Fireball got the rebound.
Tremendous defense by Michaela Fireball. Didn't allow Jada Leonard to turn the corner.
Blow it dead with a foul against Rachel Kuhl. That'll be the second on St. Peter's in the fourth. So 4.5 left to go in the fourth quarter. Only a 14-point game. Long way from this one being over. Deviney goes high-low for Langen. And a foul called against Jana. And especially as fouls started to stack up a little on St. Peter's, that's now 3. Rider can get themselves into the bonus, get to the free throw line. They could really eat into this deficit pretty quickly.
Score when the clock is stopped.
Fireball for 3. Knocks down another 13 for Michaela Firebaugh. A lot of that coming in the second half.
Now, she's been exceptional today. And you're right, really starting to feel it here in the second half.
Cool, no good on the 3. Lynch the rebound. Ryder can get it back to single digits with a bucket on this possession. Schiffer inside for Langen, and she's fouled by Jana. That'll send Taylor Langen to the free throw line for 2. And Ryder making this thing probably a little bit too close for Peacock comfort right now.
The Bronx with really good recognition. St. Peter's played man in that possession, and Jada Leonard ended up guarding Taylor Langen, and that's a mismatch in and around the basket. And Schiffer did a nice job of seeing that and getting it inside. And you're right, all of a sudden, and we talk about it, closing the game, being able to seal the deal. St. Peter's looking a little bit tense the last few offensive possessions.
Riders cut down on the turnovers. They force the St. Peter's turnover. And all of a sudden, a 9-point game's got a chance to become a 2-possession game if Ryder hits a 3.
And just momentum, you just feel the momentum shifting as St. Peter's goes back to the zone.
Lynch gets it in for Langen. Couldn't get the roll. And Leonard gets a big rebound for the Peacocks.
And a really nice job by Karis Roy guarding Taylor Langen in the middle of that zone, forced a really tough shot.
Leonard thought about it, drives, layup, good!
Jada Leonard, just a big, big play in a moment where her team desperately needed one.
23 for Jada Leonard, her 4th 20-point game of the season. Schiffer travels.
Well, back-to-back big possessions for St. Peter's. First the bucket by Leonard, and now forcing that turnover, stopping momentum that Ryder was building.
Screen from Roy. Keith. Back to Kuhl on the give and go.
Well said, Joe. Great old-time basketball, simple give and go. Nice recognition by Roy. Kuhl with the layup.
Fireball knocked free from her hands by Keith, but she'll get hit with a reach-in. That's Keith's 3rd, and St. Peter's now over the limit.
Just unlucky. Makia Keith closed out just a little too tough, I guess is the way to say it. She went out and just too much contact on Fireball. But great defense on the last few trips by St. Peter's, really quelling the run that the Bronx had made.
14 points now for Michaela Firebaugh. Rims out on the second. 12-point lead for St. Peter's. Minute 45 to go. A bucket here for the Peacocks would be humongous. Same play, Cool this time, not able to finish. Redmond. Fireball for three, no good. Cool nearly trapped, and St. Peter is able to get the timeout in. Minute 16 to go. Peacocks leading by 12. They take the timeout to try to talk things over and close this out. Boy, it was looking a little tenuous there for a minute, JR, but St. Peter is able to come up with a couple of stops, hit a couple of buckets, and now 76 seconds away from picking up a conference win.
And smart timeout there by Jen Leadham, realizing that Rachel Cool was in trouble deep in the backcourt. These possessions now are extremely precious, and if nothing else, St. Peter's wants to bleed shot clock. Ryder has still a foul yet to give, so I would expect Ryder to come out here and really be aggressive in the backcourt. And even if they commit a foul, not the worst thing in the world. Time is not on their side. They can't allow St. Peter's to run this shot clock down.
Long inbound ahead for Leonard. Gets it through all that press for Ryder. Well executed by the Peacocks. That's not easy to do. Lynch fouls Leonard to send her.
Well, Ryder really didn't have a choice there. They needed to commit the foul to stop the clock, and they probably need to foul immediately again.
Leonard to Jana inside, couldn't get the finish. Oh my, and then Redmond nearly run over getting after the rebound. Go down to the other end and shoot a couple, as that is probably one of those freshman things for Jana where you kind of get the tug to, hey, in that situation, you don't want to commit the foul and then give Ryder time to score from the free throw line without any time going off the clock.
Well, you see it right there where, you know, she had a great look at a layup that probably ices this game, and the worst case scenario happens. Not only does she miss, but then in her exuberance to try to get the rebound, she commits the foul, and it's her 5th personal foul. Just giving Ryder enough life.
And Redmond, a great free throw shooter, 84% this year, goes 1 of 2. Ryder gets the miss, and Lynch knocks down the 3. A 4-point swing for the Bronx, and it's an 8-point game.
Well,
that might have been best case scenario for Ryder.
I was just going to say, that's about the worst thing that Jen Leadham could have ever wished for. The miss, the rebound, and the knockdown of the 3, and then they're able to get the timeout. They'll set their press up and probably also talk about who is the player that they want to foul for St. Peter's. And it might be Karis Roy. She's a 73% free throw shooter. Actually, Fatima Jana is a 61. Oh, but she's out of the game. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, just got subbed out.
Yep.
Let's see. It's Sunday, Roy, Keith, Leonard, and Cool on the floor. Here's Keith. We're still looking at trap in the backcourt. And it's going to be Cool sent to the free throw line. 71% foul shooter on the year. Keith is 68%. Sunday is 70% in a very small sample size. As mentioned, Roy 73. So everyone kind of in the same 68 to 73%, at least that's on the floor right now. Just kind of pick your poison. We'll miss the first. That's a big one for Ryder. Hits the second. 13 for Rachel Kuhl today. Strong game for her. Really helped to set the tone in the first quarter when she came off the bench, hit those 3 quick threes in a row. That really was what, even though Ryder came back and, it was a 1-point game with Ryder leading at halftime, you just felt that when Kuhl came off the bench and did that early on, that it might just be the Peacocks' day, that, hey, if you got Rachel Kuhl coming out and doing that, it's going to give you a really good chance to win a game.
And it complements Leonard so nicely, having a backcourt mate that provides that scoring. And teams that really have a lot of success, Joe, they're able to get 2 scorers pretty consistently. It's getting that third score. So Leonard and Jana are really those 1-2. St. Peter's has been looking for that third scorer, and maybe they have found it in Rachel Kuhl. They certainly got it from her today.
Yeah, the Peacocks, they were at the beginning of the year looking at Jada Williams, a junior forward, to kind of be that player, to be a big veteran post presence. She went down after just 4 games and hasn't played since November 19th. And so there's been kind of that hole to fill, and sometimes it's been different players stepping up. Today it's Rachel Kuhl. Denies the inbound to Lynch. We'll do it again. Good play by Kuhl.
Now, she's been everywhere. I mean, not only in scoring the basketball, playing good defense, and has gotten a few really big offensive rebounds today.
Kuhl, one of the last players, check it, the last player left from the Mark Mitchell era. St. Peter's came over. She's local Jersey kid out of Old Bridge down the shore, a McDonald's All-American nominee back in 2020. Which, boy, if that doesn't feel like 7 lifetimes ago, I don't know what does. Hits the first free throw here. Her first year at St. Peter's was the year they played at NJCU while Run Baby Run Arena was being renovated. That year, St. Peter's made a kind of a Cinderella run in the MAC tournament. Got all the way to the finals before they lost to Marist. The winless year last year. Rachel Kuhl's been through a lot at St. Peter's in her 4 years. And a big part of this one today, the Peacocks trying to win against Ryder, snap a 3-game losing streak to the Bronx, snap a 6-game losing streak overall, and what would be a really nice team win and a really good kind of comeback win after the way that Thursday ended with them being so close to overcoming a 7-point deficit late against Mount St. Mary's. If they're able to come back and beat Ryder today after trailing at halftime, this would be a real feel-good kind of win for the Peacocks.
Well, and I mean, you talk about Rachel Kuhl and what redemption today. Redemption today after missing 2 really tough free throws at the end of the game on Thursday. Boy, has she redeemed herself today. And a huge steal on that last defensive possession.
Pass tipped, intended for Deviney. Leonard got her hands on it and then ended up hitting the deck after colliding with Deviney.
That's great hustle by Jada Leonard to get into that passing lane.
Fireball contested 2. Deviney the offensive rebound, out for a Langen 3. That didn't go. Lynch got an offensive board and then draws a foul.
Now, St. Peter's really did not do a good job on that defensive trip in defensive rebounding. 2 offensive rebounds for the Bronx. That's something that Jen Leadham cannot be happy about. As you see Lynch able to sneak down low and be able to get that offensive rebound. Might be a little bit too little too late though.
Lynch with the bucket. She's got now career high tying 9 points and make it a new career high with 10. The senior out of Rutgers Prep. Another Jersey kid at a timeout taken by St. Peter's. The 9-point lead for the Peacocks, 32.3 seconds left to go here in Jersey City. So St. Peter's on the verge of taking down Rider. Elsewhere in the MAC today, Manhattan beat Iona earlier on, 64-56. So Jasper's now 7-2 to start their conference. Iona falls to 2-7. A win for St. Peter's and a loss for Rider would even them with Iona. All three of those teams would be at 2-7. Niagara narrowly in front of Mount St. Mary's with 6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, 64-57 down in Emmitsburg, Maryland. And Fairfield taking care of business at home today at Mahoney. A 67-42 lead over Canisius. That is, I think statement wins for Fairfield at this point are kind of passe.
Yep.
They don't need to make a statement to anyone. They're obviously very good, but I mean, for a Canisius team that is probably one of the top 3 teams in the MAC to be up by 25 on them that is something.
It's impressive. And, you know, once you get on that roll, you know, that train's tough to stop. And right now they are clearly the best team in the MAC. But you know what? We've seen it all too many times. You know, you have that great regular season, and then you get to March and you get to the conference tournament, and it's a whole new season. You got to be able to do it both in the regular and in the postseason.
Well, we've talked about the Stags a little bit, and they are obviously receiving votes in the AP Top 25. They're receiving 8 votes, which puts them 5th most in that receiving votes category. That is how highly thought of they are on a national level. It's not just 1 or 2 votes they're getting. They're getting multiples, and they keep up their winning ways. They could creep into that back end of the top 25 by the end of the year. They only got 1 loss this year, and it was not a bad one either.
Well, and it speaks to the question of, you know, could the MAC be a 2-bid league should, you know, something happen where Fairfield gets knocked off in the conference tournament? Should they maybe run the table for the rest of this regular season? Like you're saying, it's hard to envision that. That hasn't been traditionally what has happened.
Yeah.
The MAC has been predominantly a 1-bid league.
Langen no good. Get the cleanup though. 10-point lead for the Peacocks. You can just dribble it out if they want to. It'll be Jada Leonard. And the St. Peter's Peacocks have snapped a 6-game losing streak with a 10-point victory over the Rider Bronx. The final score this afternoon, 68-58. The Peacocks take down the Bronx and pick up their 2nd win in the MAC this season. So that was a really fun one, JR. It was overall a game for St. Peter's where they put up 68 points on the Bronx, and that is 1 shy of their season high point total of 69. So really nice job for them coming down, and just wanted to we're still here, and that'll just about is Jen coming over? She's not. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. A little bit of confusion. That'll wrap things up for us here today. I want to give big thanks to Ben Giardinalo, my partner, and the entire crew. And, of course, all of you for sticking with us throughout some technical difficulties here today in Jersey City. My name is Joe Vasile. Final score, final time, St. Peter's 68, Rider 58. All games airing on the ESPN networks are archived and streaming on the ESPN app. This game has been a presentation of ESPN.